Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hi, my name is Kisana Buckner, and I am starting my YouTube journey in 2025. I cannot believe that I am finally starting. When I tell you I have thought about YouTube, I've dreamt about YouTube, I have procrastinated YouTube, it's been a journey, but I want to inspire others who also seek their journey in YouTube endeavors. And I just want to share a little bit about my entrepreneurial journey because when I say it has not been easy, it has not been easy. So I just retired from the army about 2 months ago, November timeframe, the end of November. And I did 8 years of service and I medically retired out of the Army. So that was a very active source of income. And when I mean active, I here, there, everywhere, typical military things. And now I am sitting at home. And when I was transitioning from the Army, I had the choice of going to school, finding a new career, or, um, finding other endeavors. And I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. How hard could it be? I literally saw all the videos of people's success stories, like how they just quit their day job and then they became a YouTuber, or they started selling, flipping things. They became some type of social media guru or e-commerce store guru, and they were able to make it work. But I did not realize that there was a lot of work that went behind it. Of course, I could imagine the amount of work that went behind it, but I just couldn't fathom actually being out and then starting my own personal journey. And when I say it has not been easy, it has not been easy at all. I got out and immediately saw how unstructured the real world is. So, unlike the military, I didn't have anyone telling me what to do. I didn't have anyone telling me what to wear. I didn't have anyone telling me specific timelines. So, when I began my journey of entrepreneurship, I was kind of sporadic. I had so many ideas, guys. And I know that like the tabs and ideas can get overwhelming in your brain. I had so many ideas, but it became ideal overload. Like there were so many ideas that I was not able to focus on one. I was jumping from task to task. I was like, okay, maybe I want to do Amazon, or maybe I want to become a social media content influencer, or maybe I want to, do Turo. I wanted to do flipping. I have a trailer, so I wanted to do hauls. I wanted to get into logistics. So all of this was literally clouding my brain. And honestly, it gave me something called information paralysis. I had so many ideas and so much information that I was not able to hone on to one. And if I recommend anything to you guys, is if you want to start your entrepreneurial journey, you need to find one niche, one thing that you believe is your calling, and then focus on it. Learn as much information about that one thing. Yes, you can have other ideas, and I encourage you to write it down. I encourage you to eventually implement, a strategy to accomplish those things. But we don't want to build a house and jump from building the front to the side to trying to start the upstairs. What you want to do is you want to go side by side, layer by layer. So you want to develop skills for the front of the house first. And then you want to focus on the back of the house or the sides of the house. You're not going to just jump around and then expect great results from that. So that's something that I had to learn in my journey, and it wasn't easy. I was again, in the military, it was very structured. I was told what to do. I was told when to show up. I was told what to wear. Like, and then having the self autonomy, getting out, and then having to have my own self drive was a struggle. I remember getting out and I began to sit, and my body began to break down. My back started hurting. Um, I started taking lots of naps, like an excessive amount of naps. That it was just like I would literally take a nap, blink, my day would be basically over because I would have to go and get my daughter. And by that time, getting my daughter, I would have to help her with homework. And then after homework, it's time for me to cook dinner. And after dinner, we're eating together. Then after eating, we're taking baths, we're brushing our teeth, we're putting on our jammies, and we're going to bed. And that was my daily structure of no progress. When I say that, eventually I realized that I set myself in a trap of not making any progress, not taking one step forward, not progressing at all. It became a daunting feeling to the point that I felt like I didn't know what to do. I was stuck. I was completely stuck. And I really wanted a way out of that because I had big dreams. I had big aspirations. I want to provide for my daughter. I want to be um, someone that does and builds skills for the real world. I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to work for anyone. And that was my biggest goal, but I just had no direction in the goal. I had no drive. I had no one telling me what to do, no one saying how I should do it, no one telling me what endeavors are working. Of course, I did my YouTube research, and that became overwhelming. Everyone was telling me different things, like one influencer is saying Amazon, another one saying Turo, another one saying Airbnb, and then others are saying stock market. So I was literally fluctuating between trying to learn from each different influencer, not realizing that I was jumping from business to business, instead of actually taking actions. So I would encourage you guys to take a deep breath and understand that even the most smallest step to applying yourself to one thing will help. Just one. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do it all by some unknown deadline that you have set in your head. Time happens, and if you are going through task paralysis or ideal paralysis, you have so much going on, so many ideas, but don't know where to put it or don't know where to apply it, then you have to take a step back and take a deep breath. Sometimes the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes we are fortunate to have something within our grasp that we're not seeing because we're so overloaded in our mental that we are not focusing on what is presented to us. Like, my first endeavor that really started to pay me back was Turo. I had task paralysis. And I did not realize, like, hey, I have a car that I can utilize to make money. It took a moment, but with my situation that I had going on, that's for another video, I ended up deciding that I should rent my car and get a cheap car from auction, a cheap point A to point B. I am not someone that needs much. I just need to get to where I'm going and get back home. So I decided to go and get an auction car. And that car, the radio doesn't work, the AC barely blows, my side mirror is crooked, the bumper's hanging off. But I was able to list my lease car, well, my finance car, on Turo, the nicer car. And I rode around in my paid off $5,000 car. And the car that I had financed, I was able to cover the payments and still generate income on top of that. And that was about a $500 payment. So I was still able to profit on top of that. So with that, I was just focusing on that one thing. I was able to branch into other endeavors. I was able to add another car, and then I was able to acquire, finance 3 more cars. So now I have a 5 fleet car on Turo, and the car payments are being made, and I'm still profiting residual. I'm going to go in depth on that in another video, but I'm just saying, take a small step in the right direction. And not per se the right direction, a small step at accomplishing one task. Because if I would have focused on all the ideas that I had in my head at that one time, I would have never taken that step to look for a cheap point A to point B car. I would have been still in task paralysis, jumping in my head, trying to figure out, okay, which one am I going to focus on? I have ideas for this, I have ideas for that. I want to buy bounce houses. I want to do Airbnb. I want to do logistics. I want to be a social media content creator. I wanted so many things, but I wasn't accomplishing anything when I was in that task paralysis state. So that's what I'm saying. Take one step. Like in 2025, I want to see everyone win. I want to see you win. I want myself to win. I want everyone to win. So taking just small steps will help. And I actually saw a meme on that, when basically it depicted how task paralysis, when you have so many ideas, you tend not to take any step forward. So it's thinking versus doing. You don't want to be a thinker, you want to be a doer. A doer is what's going to lead you to your end goal. A doer is what's going to propel you and set you aside from everyone else who are just having great big ideals. There's a lot of thinkers in this world, a lot of thinkers, but it's time for us to become doers. And with doing, we are holding ourselves accountable, and we are taking small steps even if it's just 15-30 minutes working on your side endeavor, then I encourage you to do it. Just do something. Like right now, instead of my normal routine of setting my daughter down for bed, and then I go and immediately take a shower, and I also get in bed, I took a moment to record this video because I'm tired of the constant loop of not doing. I am actually trying to motivate myself and encourage myself through encouraging you guys to take action. And I am going to try to be consistent in 2025. I don't even want to say I will try. I will be consistent in 2025. I want to put it out in the universe. And I employ you to be consistent, because that's the only way we're going to yield results. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get the results. And I'm sure you heard millions of YouTubers said it. I am a small fish. This is my first YouTube video. And I am encouraging you to take action, to do what it is that's in your head, but take one step at a time, one task at a time, and apply yourself. If you are great at woodworking, I employ you to find different ways to market yourself with woodworking. Do not just leave it at your set skill. One thing that I learned is that you should learn and apply marketing into your strategy with YouTube, with Airbnb, with Turo, with whatever endeavors you're saying. I'm listing Airbnb and Turo because that's what I do. Um, like I said, I took that small step and I started to row first. And then once I built my fleet, I was able to get into Airbnb. It wasn't easy getting an Airbnb because I had to go through a very, very troubling time. I had a tenant that was absolutely terrible, that was taking advantage of me, that wasn't paying me, that started cursing me out when she wasn't paying the rent. And I would reach out like, hey, like I gave you time and I was very lenient. And I even didn't take your security deposit. I allowed you to cash at me $100 here, 200 there. But that's neither here nor there. It wasn't easy. I didn't see that as a route. I was always taught that in the realty world, in a real estate world, that I should acquire as many properties as I could and then put them for rent. And then I make like, a little $100 off the top. And I just be happy. The more properties I acquire, the more I will get paid in rent. And then with my entrepreneurial mindset that was set by me taking those small steps in Turo, I was able to broaden my perspective, broaden my thinking, even through the tenant not paying me, even through having to do an eviction, even through her cursing me out, even through all of that. I was able to seek different methods than the norm. And I know Airbnb was widely published, but in that time, that was not in my mindset. That was not into my real estate goal. I only was thinking of rent until I became until I took those steps with Turo to actually apply myself in entrepreneurship. Was it easy? No, like I said, it wasn't easy to start out. There was definitely a startup cost because with the tenant that I had, I did give her a furnished place. I let her rent my furnished place, but she ended up stealing all of my furniture when I had to evict her. And I didn't want to, but she just kept cursing me out. I was working with her for months and she ended up stealing all of my furniture. I'm going to make an in-depth video on that and actually like put receipts. And with her taking all of my furniture, I literally had to eat the cost of furnishing the place all by myself all over again. And that was very hard. I had to get my mom involved and my mom-in-law, and I had to basically rally my team to help me furnish this place on a whim, hoping that it will work. But I focus on that after my Turo endeavors. So it one taking one step in one direction led me to be able to take a step in another direction. And I did not know how lucrative Airbnb was until I started it. My mortgage there was only $1,087, and then within my first month, I'm getting $3,000, which was more than what I rented the place for. I only rented the place for a couple $100 over my mortgage. So with that, I was shocked. I was surprised, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is what the entrepreneurial world is about. But as I continued my journey, I ended up buying a new duplex, and that basically, yeah, today market rates are very high. The interest rate was a 6.5, and the mortgage is 3,200. So with that, it kind of balanced everything out. I was still making money on it, and I will do an update on it, but I'm still able to make more than what the mortgage is set at. But I'm just encouraging you guys, like, it's not about what I'm doing, it's just taking those small steps towards something. Do not let task paralysis win. Do not take action. Taking action will yield results. Not taking action is going to keep you in the same spot that you are in now, that you were in yesterday. If you want to create the future that you desire, then you need to act today. You need to push yourself and you need to believe in yourself. If no one believes in you need to believe in you. How are people going to believe in you if you don't even believe in you? And that's something that I had to learn. I used to humble myself all the time. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not, you know, strong enough to do this. But that mindset kept me in the places that I was in. That mindset kept me in task paralysis. That mindset kept me from acting. That mindset kept me from doing YouTube. Like I said, this is my first video ever on YouTube, and I am trying to tell you to start. Like, there's no perfect time to start. There will never be a perfect time to start. There's not going to be anyone knocking on your door like, hey, you need to start your journey now. Hey, you need to build residual income. You need to build passive income. You need to build some type of side hustle to be prepared for the future. No one's going to tell you that. No one is knocking on your door. You need to knock on your own door. You need to tell yourself that it's time. And even if you don't have a lot of money, there's a lot of resources out there that one can help you in financing your journey. And even if you don't have credit, there are ways. Trust me, I've been a YouTube university girl, and like I said, that was also my hindrances. I was jumping from mentor to mentor, person to person, social media influencer to influencer, and I could not hone in on doing anything because I had all of their ideas also circulating in my mind with my ideas. So what I wanted to do today is to encourage you just to focus on one thing, one niche, and then apply yourself and do it. You got it. Like, no one's holding you back. It's me versus me. It's you versus you. So I hope that today I inspired you with some form of motivation to just take your step forward. Take that one step forward. Even if you have to take a deep breath, do it and apply yourself. So I hope to see you guys in my next video. This was just a little chit chat and inspiration. So please don't forget to subscribe. Oh Lord, see, I'm already nervous saying that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. It would mean a lot. I definitely will be posting more financial content and possibly giving you guys an insight in my life. We will see. But please hit subscribe, please like, and yeah. Have a nice one.